Right, let's do this. Thank you so much for being in this manifesting masterclass. I'm honestly so grateful and excited that you are here. This means the world to me. Um, Firstly, I would like to ask you, what do you think manifesting is, and how do you think it works? If you can access the chat box, can you write it there, please? And I'm just going to introduce myself for those who haven't done any of my sessions before with me. So my name is Minniina. I am a positive psychology coach and a personal trainer. I have 3 children, 2 cats, one husband. I am originally from Finland, but I have lived in England for almost 19 years, which is really quite scary because soon I lived in here for longer than I have lived in the country where I was born. So I think that's really scary. I'm really happy here, and I really am so fascinated by the mindset and how much it affects our lives. I don't know if anyone finds the same, but I feel like our mind is just so powerful. It can really, the way when you wake up, how your mind is, it can really determine what kind of day you have and how you're going to face everything around you. So I have these little things that I like saying is in my business card as well, that you can't change something if you don't know what's causing it. So you can't change it kind of, if you don't know what's holding you back. And I think it's so true, because sometimes we think, oh, I just can't do that, or I'm not motivated and I'm not that. But if you don't know the reason behind that, if you don't know what's holding you back, then it's really hard to deal with it. So I'm a true believer that you need to find a reason. It might come from all the way from your childhood, or it might just be a passing comment someone has said to you, but it might really hold you back on certain things. So that's why I'm really fascinated by mindset and working in the fitness kind of, fitness world and wellness world and happiness world as well. Is interesting how many things hold people back, including me. So it's very interesting. Okay, so let's see what you said. You think manifesting is focusing on and believing in something so much that it becomes our reality. Repeating a wish, desire, thought over and over, but I'm not consistent, it does not manifest. Great. So these are really good examples. And do you know what? I used to think what manifesting was is that I just put the wish out there, have a cup of tea, and I just waited to happen. And I was like, why have I not got £1,000,000? Why have I not got that? Like, why are these goals just not happening? And then I realized, and I think that's partly because the culture around us, I think there's so much about manifesting, just like write it down, it will happen. And now I actually think, and this is like such a boring thing to describe manifesting, so hopefully I'm not like crushing your manifesting dreams here, but I really think manifesting is about really committing to the goal that aligns with your soul and with your values, and then making it happen. That's what I believe manifesting is. I believe manifesting is something that you want something so badly, so much, it's so important for you, that you just not going to give up until you get it. And when you deeply connect with this goal, you suddenly open up your brain for all these different options and opportunities to achieve this thing. Because when we are not connected with something, we only think there's one way of getting this thing. And if it doesn't come out this one way, then it's like, it's not happening. And we're afraid to look elsewhere. Does it make sense? So this is how I see manifesting. You may not agree with this one, but this is how I believe, kind of how it makes sense to me. I've got loads of notes here, so I won't forget to tell you everything. And our mind is so powerful that it will start believing what you tell your mind. So if you keep saying that I will achieve this, I will have that house, I will get those Taylor Swift tickets. If you keep repeating that and you're really connecting how you want this goal to make you feel, your mind will start believing, your brain, that's already happening. And you open your mind and your brain and everything for those opportunities again to make it happen. And it thinks you're already there. Okay, so you start behaving like you already have that. So when people say that they write things down every single morning, like, I'm just going to use weight loss as an example because it's so simple one to describe, but there might be someone who wants to be size 12 who's maybe size 14 right now, and they would just be, I always say, like, just write every morning, I feel happy in my size 12 jeans, for example. Because when your mind believes that you already that size, you're going to have to eat differently than if you're size 14, right? You're going to have to behave differently than if you're size bigger. So, and same, like if you like really want to run a marathon, you're manifesting like marathon place. Well, your training is completely, if you have a marathon place, how much do you have to train for it? You need sleep, you need nutrition. And if you believe you're already there, you're already training your body, okay? Your mind is searching for opportunities all the time. How are you going to make that happen? I'm reading this book at the moment, which I think is going to become my Bible. It's called Mind Magic by Dr. James R. Doty. Doty. I don't know how to say, but I just wanted to read something from here really quickly for you. I find this book really fascinating. I've only just found it, so I got a lot of things I've already highlighted in here. But I just wanted to read this one thing to you really quickly because I think it explains manifesting so well, and it really speaks to me. It makes me understand it better. It says, manifesting is essentially the process of intentionally embedding the thoughts and images of the life we desire into our subconsciousness. I can't pronounce the word really well, so just bear with me. To manifest consciously, we must learn how to reclaim and direct the power of our attention and understand the psychological mechanism that allow us to direct that attention, as well as the obstacles and false beliefs that limit our power to do so. When we consciously direct our attention toward our desired goals, those goals become important to the brain. The way our goals get embedded is through a process called value tagging, where the brain's way of deciding what is significant enough to be imprinted at the deepest levels of subconsciousness. Okay, so that's why visualization works, because the brain does not distinguish between an actual physical experience and the one that is intentionally imagined. Isn't that fascinating? So the more you get embedded in that idea, the more you live the goal where you want to be, your brain starts believing you're already there. That's amazing, right? So although there's kind of science behind it, and there's much more deeper levels of science, which I will learn to explain better. At the moment, I feel like I don't have simple words to explain it, so I'm not going to go there. But there is so many more layers of information on this, how our mind works. But I feel like there's also things that this doesn't explain, like, you know, those Taylor Swift tickets I managed to manifest, but actually I wrote a 21st of June in my calendar for Taylor Swift months ago. Okay, but I was searching for tickets, like I was on it for every single show there was, but I happened to get them for 21st of June. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is a date I've had in my diary for months. I just wrote it down. I was like, we're going to Taylor Swift that day. And that happened. It also doesn't happen like if you really imagine yourself having a parking space in Tesco, you most likely get one, like in a good spot. Or well, how did I get my skiing hat manifested? I got it for free, but I really just wanted it. I made plan in my head. I made it happen. So there are things that I do believe we have this energy around us that when we lead with gratitude and kindness, I really, really do believe that it helps us. Terry, what are you trying to show me? September. What? I can't see what it says.
Oh, I'm just about to write it.
Oh, fab. Good. Write it. So I do believe there is this energy and this power that will guide you. It doesn't matter what you believe in. I don't think that one thing, you know, is away from another thing. I think as long as you feel supported and guided, it will help you. I don't know, do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel like, actually, I think someone does have my back? Like, you know, almost like, I think there is something here that I always, like, the way I lead with gratitude is I'm constantly grateful for every single thing I have. And I know it's a little bit ridiculous sometimes, but I'm constantly like, oh, thank you for that. And I just keep saying thank yous and thank yous. And I know it's so, maybe I'm just like a bit out there, but it really helps me to deal with life. The more I say gratitude, the more I'm like, then when something goes wrong, I'm automatically just like, well, thank you for not making it any worse. Or I'm so grateful that this is the situation, not something that could be even worse. Because I'm just like, automatically my gratitude is kicking in. And it is, science has actually proven that there's evidence that those people who have more positive emotions in their life and who have more gratitude, they survive better. Because whatever is thrown at you, you are more likely to survive. And because I often say that as well, we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we react to it. And this is, again, kind of the manifesting thing, that if you decide that your life is just going to be rubbish and nothing is going to go right, it's not, because you will just see the negative things in everything. If you decide you're going to have a bad day, I think you probably will have a bad day, because you don't notice anything good happening around you. You will just notice the things that will go wrong. And we all know those people, right? Who are always like that. And they have so much joy around them, but they just completely miss it because they're too busy looking for things going wrong. So when you really put your mind in this goal you want to manifest, you will become busy looking for things that are going right. You will become noticing things. You know, like you say, I want to get a red car. Suddenly you notice red cars everywhere, right? Or you want to get something, or, you know, like maybe I want to have a baby. Suddenly everyone around you is pregnant. You go everywhere and they're just like pregnant. It's really fascinating how our mind works. And this is why I do think our mind is our superpower. And it is those subconscious thoughts. And again, if I think about self-belief, this is why so many people, their self-belief is just so low, because they're constantly so critical with themselves. If you think that your mind starts believing what you repeat to yourself, and if you every day say, I'm not good enough, I'm not, beautiful enough, I'm not clever enough, your head and your mind will start believing that. So why not change the story? Why not change the story and say that I'm absolutely fabulous? I have everything I need, and just like I can do anything I want to. So I really like, if nothing else from tonight, I want you to start believing in yourself and keep repeating that to yourself every single day. What you could do, let's know where my notepad is, but I bought a really lovely notepad where I write these affirmations down. I always write, and do you know what? I always started with a sentence saying, I am grateful for what I have and what's coming to my way. And I also finished my writing every time, I am grateful for what I have and what's coming to my way. And I'm not saying that nothing bad ever comes to my way, because life can be really tough for all of us. We're all battling with something, aren't we? But it really helps me to cope with it all. So that's why I keep saying that manifesting and gratitude goes so hands in hands, because those positive thoughts really help you to find more options. They help you to brainstorm. They help you to find, like, it's not there, maybe just plan A, it might be plan G or H or M, that you have to get through all those options before you find the perfect way. And it might lead to you something even better. Okay. Does anyone here know Gabby Bernstein? Have you listened to any of her books or podcasts or anything like this? So Gabby Bernstein is someone whose book, I think it's called Universe Got Your Back. I think that's the book I listened first from her, and who kind of got me into this manifesting. And when I was listening to that book, honestly, I almost always got a perfect spot in Tesco to park, literally at the front. And I was like, what is this? This is really crazy. But that was the book that got me into manifesting, got me into, believing that I think there is something out there that is looking after me. But then this book here, this Mind Magic, he is like a doctor, professor, surgeon, and he is kind of like, universe doesn't have your back, you have your back, and this is how you make it all work. So there's very conflicting options on manifesting. But how Gabby Bernstein, this is how she describes manifesting, which I can really, really, again, relate to this. So she says, manifesting is cultivating the experience of what it is that you want to feel, and then living and believing in that experience so that you can allow it to come into form. Manifesting isn't about getting, it's about allowing. As soon as you let go of control, you become a magnet for what you desire. Too often, people try to control and end up feeling stuck, blocked, and powerless. And I think I can really relate to that. Like, the more control you try to have of situations where you don't actually have all control, the harder it is to manage them, isn't it? But if you just try to go with it, what's coming, and just deal with that, is often much easier. So I've been trying to create my manifesting like kind of method for a long time now. I've been like, come on, like how can I explain it, what I believe works? Like how can I help everyone to get what they want? And then my aspire, action, and achieve came to my mind just a little while ago. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is so it. So I feel like it's really going to help everyone because it really helps you to connect with that goal, what you want to achieve. It helps you to take action. It helps you take aligned action towards that goal. You know what you have to do, and you know you need to keep trying. You never give up when you're truly connected to that goal. And it also helps you to celebrate because, again, as human beings, we're so busy that we tick one box and we move on to the next one, and we forget to celebrate. So we never have fun because we're too busy just achieving goal after goal, and then we just forget all the hard work we did. So I think like the achievement, the celebration of something is so important. And this is a big part of the journey that when you achieve something, again, gratitude, right? So you're grateful for yourself for working hard. You kind of embrace all the work went in. You have a celebration, whatever way. It doesn't have to be like a big meal out or, getting treats or anything, but it's just recognizing yourself for doing the work and getting those things that will really, really help you. And then you can think, okay, I'm here, this is how I'm feeling, this is where I am. Do I need to take a step forward again? Do I need to try achieve something else? Am I happy right here for now? So it's really important that you celebrate it. So does it all make sense so far? Yeah. So I did ask you before tonight that is there one thing you would, I know you probably want to manifest about a billion things as we all do, but what did you, if you're happy to share, write in the chat box, what did you choose to manifest tonight? Oh, back to about you were saying if you're not consistent, it does not manifest. And that is kind of true about manifesting as well, that if you really truly want something, you do have to be consistent with that goal. It's like achieving any goal, isn't it? Like, for example, marathon again. If you just go for one run, you're not going to be ready for the marathon. You have to be consistent with that goal. Okay. That's good. Selling my house. Good, Terry. I'm manifesting the same so we can work on this together. That's a really good goal. Does anyone else want to share? Don't worry if you don't, but if you do share it, then I can give you ideas with that one. You would like to buy your parents a house. I love that you have one in mind so they can be secure in their older age. I love that. And is that house near you? Yes. Okay. So you both have really, really strong reasons, okay, for this. So we are just working on the aspire section of my method. So aspire, action, achievement. This is your aspire. Okay. So have you got a notepad and a pen? You got something you can write notes in, yeah? Perfect. Obviously, you could share whatever you want in the chat box as well, but let's make this plan. So firstly, I would like you to write down, why do you want to achieve this goal? Why does it mean so much to you? How do you want to feel when this goal happens? When I move on to the next question, just leave some space. You can come back to this. If you don't force any answers in this one, I just give yourselves a space to think, and you can even write the questions down and then come back on later on those ones. But these are really, this aspire bit is so important for manifesting your goal. And how will achieving this goal change your life? How will it affect your life and those closest to you? And what if it all goes wrong? What if you don't achieve this goal? How will you feel then? How will that affect your life? And what are the consequences of not going after this goal? What support do you need to achieve this goal? Whose help do you need? Who do you need to find? A perfect buyer.
Efficient real estate people.
Yeah. So with like any goal settings, it depends on what kind of goal you have. Sometimes ask people to set a date on it. But obviously with the house sales and things and buying your parents a house, it'll be harder because you're not in control of 100% of this. Okay, so there's so many different aspects in this one. So you can help, you can, if you want to sell your house, you can constantly keep your house ready. So you welcome interviews in, you can talk about it to everyone because someone might know someone who needs the house. You can just put the energies out there. You can imagine yourself living in a different house. You can visualize yourself having a chat with your estate agent about the offer. You can make those plans, make those figures in your head. What offer will you accept? What would be ideal person buying your house, and all those things. Like really relive these relive these moments in your head, what's going to happen. Same with about buying the house to your parents. Like, you already know the house, right? You want to buy? Yeah. So imagine your parents in that house. Imagine how it makes you feel when you tell them, I bought you a house. You're going to be near me. And this is like, you never have to worry again about that. So imagine how much they would love to live near you and you could just pop in there, or, all those little things. How will this affect them and you and your family? Because it's not just you or anything you want to achieve in life. It's just not you who it affects your loved ones as well, doesn't it? Because if this makes you either happy or sad, or all these emotions, how you end up feeling. So really visualize yourself walk into that house and your parents will open the door, write down the address and like letter with almost like their names and address. Really start visualizing them already in this house. Go and talk to the estate agent if there's anything you can do to, will they take an offer? Will they do this? Will they do that? And, just keep making ways to achieve this goal, but really connect with the feeling of this. If you are happy to do, would you be happy to do a meditation on this goal? Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Terry, I'm just going to mute you quickly for this one. I'm going to mute everyone. So if you just close your eyes, please, when you're ready, and just get comfortable. And those without the camera as well, if you just can do this with us, please do so. Just close your eyes. Be in whatever position you need to be, okay? Have your hands either, it might be on a lap, on your heart, whatever you need to do. And I want you to start breathing whatever speed and style is good for you. I want you to try to just like catch your breath and just relax. Let it just kind of take over. So you're not overthinking your breathing. There may not even be any pattern to it. So you just keep breathing and you just keep allowing to yourself to relax. We're just going to be in this wonderful moment very soon. So I want you to imagine achieving this goal when you have those keys, okay? Or when you've signed that paper that is sold, or whatever your goal is, imagine it happening to you right now. How does it make you feel? What do you feel in your heart, in your body when this thing happens? How much does it mean to you? And if you imagine it is happening there in front of your eyes right now, what's your body language like? Like, is it like excitement? Will you jump up and down? Or will you calmly just like have a happy scream inside? Or whatever it is that your style of celebration, you might burst into tears or whatever it is, just like be yourself and don't hold in, just go all out and just celebrate this moment that because you worked hard for it. You've done everything you can for this goal and now it's finally here. I want to just keep celebrating that and imagine like what is the best way to celebrate when you achieve this goal? Who is there with you? How would you celebrate? And then I want you to think, Keep your eyes closed still. I want you to think, was it worth it? Was this journey you done, this hard work, everything you put in, was it worth this moment? Not only for you, but people around you as well. Was it worth it? Just in your mind, look around who's there with you celebrating. Can you see the joy on their faces as well? Are they happy? And just take it all in. And now think again how much you want to achieve this goal. How much does it mean to you? And now I want you to go a little bit backwards and imagine if someone told you this is never going to happen. What if someone takes this moment away from you? It will never happen. How would you feel then? If you were told you would never sell the house, you'd never buy a house to your parents, you'd never achieve whatever your goal is, how does that make you feel? How are your heart and soul and your body feeling now? How are those people around you feeling? And how is it affecting everyone around you? But we always have two choices, don't we? We have the choice of going all in and not even trying, and somewhere between, okay? So get back to those happy moments, please. Again, let's go back to the moment when you achieved this goal. Can you feel a difference in your body? Yes. Keep breathing, get in the moment back again when you've achieved this goal. Okay, you're celebrating again. We're back to celebrations. Okay, it's such a roller coaster. This is what achieving goals feels. It's a roller coaster, right? There are days when you feel like everything's possible, and then there are days when nothing's going right. But because you're so committed to this goal, you will never give up. You will totally make this happen. And just promise to yourself you will make it happen, because this is how it makes you feel. Because it makes you feel amazing. It gives you maybe even butterflies, makes you feel happy and warm and all those amazing feelings. And just keep breathing now. Just catch your breath again and just relax for a little bit. Keep breathing in and out. Just relax. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And if you want to share, you can. You don't have to. Or you can write down on a notepad the feelings you had. But did you feel a difference in when you were celebrating and when it went all wrong? Yeah. And this is something you can do on your own as well to really connect with what you want, what you aspire to achieve. Okay, imagine like you can almost make a list on a paper. This is what will happen if we make, this is how we'll feel if we make it happen. This is how I will feel if it doesn't happen. And sometimes this exercise makes you change a goal, because you're like, oh, actually, it doesn't mean much to me. If it doesn't happen, oh, it's not a big thing, right? So if you feel that way, then you're never going to be committed to it on a bad day. But if it makes your heart and soul think like, I really, really, really want to achieve this, you're gonna work through everything, okay? And this is why it's so important to really connect with that goal so you can take that aligned action. Oh, thank you. That was great. I'm so pleased you enjoy that, because it is like just taking a moment, even when you're on your own, and just closing your eyes and just forgetting anything around you and just really going deep into that feeling. It just really, really helps you to connect. Okay, so that was our Aspire part. So obviously this is a group like a masterclass, so we are moving on quite quickly. If you're here on your own, then we would spend more time, we would constantly talk, but I just want to show you some steps you can do this at home and show you all the options. So we are now going to go for the action part of it. Okay, so with this meditation you just done, did it give you any ideas what you need to do? Did it make you want to have this goal even more? Yeah, good. So what is going to be your first step? What is going to be your first action you're going to take towards this goal? You can write it down. Obviously, you can write in the chat box as well if you want to. So how will you make this goal happen? This is something you probably won't have time right now, but what you could do, I'm just going to show you really quickly, do the brainstorming, like a brainstorming map. So you put your goal in the middle here, and you literally just start brainstorming, drawing lines out, whatever comes to your mind, whatever ways there are to get this goal, okay? So when I was manifesting for my Taylor Swift tickets, there was literally zero chance of me getting these tickets, because when it was timed, when we had to register for the codes, like over a year ago, I think it was, Sophia wasn't a huge Taylor Swift fan then. So I didn't do it because I was like, oh, I think it's fine. We can get tickets if we want to. And then a couple of months ago, I was like, oh my goodness, she goes to sleep every night with Taylor Swift. We listen to that in the car all the time. We watch Eras Tour like all the time. So then I was like, I think we need to make this happen because that would just be the special thing for her. So I did my brainstorming. I was like, okay, how am I going to make this happen without these codes and without any chance basically to do it, because people just like scamming left, right, and center on Facebook, right? And I started connecting with people. We started making the bracelets. We started like living like we're totally going to Taylor Swift. Like I said, I put it in my calendar, we're going to Taylor Swift. And there were times that I was thinking that I actually don't know if I'm going to pull this off. And Sophia, bless her, because we're going to go to Taylor Mania in September, which is like a what is it, like a lady who pretends to be Taylor Swift, and it's meant to be really good, but we have tickets for that in September. And Sophia was like, Mommy, it's okay if we don't go, because I can just wear this bracelet for Taylor Mania. And she was so sweet, and she was just so happy just to enjoy the journey. So we made it fun. So we were like listening to her, making the bracelets and doing everything. But same time, I was like not sleeping. No. So I was like refreshing ticket apps. I somehow found, one of my friends, Emma, invited me this UK Swifties group on Facebook. And what I did there is I used gratitude to get these tickets as well. So every time someone managed to get tickets on there, I celebrated it. I literally celebrated like it was my ticket. I was so happy for that person for getting tickets. I was not jealous. I was not like, oh my God, I wish that was me. I was like, oh my God, you can hope for me to get tickets. I'm so happy for you. I literally loved every post there was. I was constantly like, yes, well done, amazing. And then there was a post where they were giving codes. Every day I would go, oh, if anyone has codes, I'm still looking for 2 tickets. And I was on it constantly because it meant so much to me. So I was like, this is my action plan. I had nothing else. I didn't know what else to do. I literally was just talking to everyone. I did my stories, but like, yeah, today I'm going to hopefully get Taylor Swift tickets. And I just put myself out there, because I was like, I am going to make this happen. And it was not even an option not to. And to the point that I was like, you know what, Sophia, if we don't get tickets, what we're going to do is go on Sunday, let's take a train and go and buy some merch. So that was our plan, to put our bracelets on and go to the front of the stadium and maybe get a hoodie. I said, if we don't get tickets, we're still going to go there and we're going to get as close as we can. And we're just going to, again, make it into a little journey. And we kind of had all these different plans, how we're going to make it happen. And luckily it did happen and it was amazing. But I was just like, so I just want to share that in a sense that this is what, when we brainstorm and we're like, okay, how do I make it happen? It's not just one line. There's not just one way. Someone might know someone, there might be another estate agent who can sell your house. There might be another person who will support you with buying your parents' house. There will be all these different options. And what you can do is to have that piece of paper where you brainstorm. You can have it on your desk because you keep getting ideas. And then every day you might end up adding a line, or you just come to bed and you're like, oh, I got another idea. And then just write it down somewhere. Make sure you add it to your brainstorming map. Okay, because the more you brainstorm, the more opportunities there are to make it happen. So some people are so afraid to say their goals out loud because they think, what if I fail? I'm not going to tell to anyone about it in case I don't make it. But actually, when you really want something and you're really aligned with a goal, you're going to make it happen. Of course you will. Or something even better comes up. And so what if you fail? You can try again. I don't know why the culture has become that, oh, no one wants to fail, or other extreme, yeah, I don't even want to give it a go because I'm just going to fail. I think we just become, we're taking a step back. We're so afraid to put it all in. So this is my invitation for you to go all in with this goal. Just work. It's not easy. I'm definitely not saying that manifesting is easy. Like I said before, I'm not saying you're going to make this wish and it's just going to happen. But I'm saying to you that you need to be willing to work for it. But when you keep visualizing and connecting that goal, it will come to life. It will happen. I'm sure it will happen. I mean, Terry, I'm going to miss you so much when you move away, but I know you will move away, and I'm going to come to yours for the weekend for sure. So, I think these things will happen to you when you truly want them. I mean, if you want a house, write them a letter. Post them a handmade letter and go and tell them how much it means to you, how much you would love your parents to live in that house and how it would make them happy. Create the connection. There's, we're also so busy being polite and we're just, oh, I don't want to, show how much I want something. But actually, why not? Because I'm selling my house and I would much rather sell my house to someone who truly wants it, who truly thinks they're going to be happy here. I would love that more than nothing, that a family comes in here and they're just having the happiest years of their lives in here. I would love that. And someone wrote me a letter to say, I think your house is perfect for my family. And I had 2 offers. I would definitely choose the one with a letter because I have the connection. Okay, so don't hold back. Write letters, walk past the house. Imagine they already live there. So make it real, make it reality in your mind that that's already happened. Okay, Terry, I know you can't quite walk all the way where you want your new house. That would be a long walk every day, but you can imagine those amazing surroundings. Okay, the house I want is my screensaver on my laptop. So every day when I put the laptop on, that house pops up. Okay, so I'm making these tiny little things. Every day I go for a run, every time I go running, I run past the house I want. I know that's probably like a bit too much, but I do that because, and I imagine every time I run past, I imagine going in after my run, opening a door and going in and going to the kitchen and getting a glass of water. So I really am I'm going to make it happen. This will happen. And the funny thing is that we were after this one house for a year and a half and it kept falling through. It was not happening. And I said to I messaged Andrew on Friday when I was going to Taylor Swift. And I said to him, Andrew, I've been thinking the house next door, and this is a little bit like, oh my goodness, how did this happen? I've been saying to him, the house next door, someone said once that it's similar house, they are old, they might be selling. And I messaged him, I've been thinking of this house next door. And I feel like we approach them just to say, if you're ever thinking of selling, we would be interested in having a look, just in case if the other house falls, doesn't happen. And you never guess this. The next morning, my estate agent called to say that they're selling the house next door that is come on the market. And I was like this, what? Okay, I think this is a sign that, maybe this is a sign that we never got the house that we've been wanting for so long because we were actually meant to get the house next door all this time. But I don't know. There's so many different things in here, but I truly keep believing that we are going to live in our dream house soon. And I used to write in my manifest, in my little affirmation book, that we live in this house name, we live happily in this house. And then I just maybe weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, I started leaving the house name out of it. And I just kept writing, we live happily in our dream house with the big garden, swimming pool and a gym. And I kept writing that. And I was like, that's so weird that I kept writing that. And then this thing has happened. Now the house next door seems to be actually even better for us. So these things, they freak me out slightly. I'm not going to lie. But they are, again, because we are open. If I wasn't open for that, the house would have come on the market. We were like, no, we're very set on this one house and that's it. We wouldn't even have come to have a look, right? But because I was already open for this thing happening, and then I was like, why don't we go and check it out just in case? And absolutely fell in love with it and think, oh my goodness, maybe this is it. How can we? And now we're trying to think, how can we make the connection? How can we make sure they know that we would be perfect family living in that house? Okay. So we are kind of doing all 3 of us are kind of in a similar, trying to sell and buy and all that stuff. So what I would also love you to say, we thought about your first step. So if you want to write down your first step in a chat box, feel free, because it makes you more accountable. So you can write, what are you going to do first? After this call, it doesn't have to be tonight, but must be tomorrow. What are you going to do? One step to get closer to your goal. And I would love you to start writing down every single day, or at least a couple of times a week, like I've been saying, that you write down as you're already there. You know, you write down, you already sold the house, you already purchased the other house, your parents, you know, write down as that's already happened. How do you want to make you feel? Like when I write down, we live happily in this house, I always write, we live happily. I always add how I want to feel. Okay, I don't just write, we live in this house. I want to be happy there. I want to move and be happy in this house. Okay, so that's what I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting a happy life in the house. I don't want to just buy, be stressed and not enjoy it. Okay, so like I said, I would love you to go 100% in with this goal. This is the action part. What else do I want to share in this one? Yeah, I think that's it really. So you just have to keep thinking. You've been brainstorming, and then you decide your actions. And this is why I want you to take actions every single day, at least one thing towards achieving this goal. Okay, I'm not saying you need to be 24/7 on, you know, on a phone and stuff, but at least one aligned action towards this goal. Oh, I love that, Terry. Selling my house, stop saying controversial comments. Yes, because your mind starts believing those comments, and then you're not even open for anything else that happens, right? So you need to stay positive about it. You will sell this house, you know, and like you never know which way it's going to go and how it's going to work out, but it will work out, and you just got to keep being positive about it. You're going to make contact with the owner to express interest and to ask them to consider talking to us. Yes, amazing. So, and that's really, again, it's connection. So is this house already on the market? No. So that's perfect. So, you know, writing them a letter, they may not want to go to market. It's a hassle. It's a hassle showing your house around, isn't it? So imagine if they've been thinking about this and you write them a letter and they're like, oh, actually, we did think about it. We may not be ready yet, but come and have a look around and you will be first one to know. You know, so imagine having that kind of first step in, that if they do sell, you will get the first call. That would be incredible. Okay, and the timing, I'm sure, will work out perfectly. Okay, just keep manifesting it, keep doing it. So the action, so we've been doing the action part. Yeah, we're almost there. So achievement, we talked about this a little bit in your manifestation, like how are you going to celebrate? Yes, absolutely. Sorry, you can ask a question. Let me know your question.
Joo, terve vaan. Nyt on vähän liian myöhä puhua enää englantia,
Sorry,
niin saan kääntää.
I will translate this to guys in English.
Joo, niin eli kun mun tavoite on kerryttää säästöjä, ja siis käytännössähän se on tosi monta vaihetta. Mä tarviin työpaikan, jossa on parempi palkka, ja sitten täytyy tehdä ihan suunnitelma ja kaikkea. Niin mikä tämä tämmöinen niinku, aikajänne näissä voi olla, koska se, että oikeasti saa säästöjä kasaan, niin siihen voi mennä vaikka vuosia. Että niin kuin, kuinka pitää yllä sitä intoa siihen päämäärän tavoittamiseen.
Okay, can I say this in English, Maini?
Joo.
Yep. Okay, so Maini was asking about how do you increase your savings? Yeah, how do you increase your savings? How do you get better job? And what do you need to do? So I think one of the good things is that how much savings do you want? So you need to kind of like, what is the amount that you want to save? Mainly, if I got your question wrong, just correct me. So how much do you want to save? And then, for example, we could do like, okay, in 1 year, this is how much I want to save. That's your goal. And you need to feel why do you want to save that amount? Like, remember, you need your reason. You need to know why doesn't matter. You know, if you just say, oh, I want to save 50,000. But if you don't have a real meaning, how would you do that, right? Okay. So you could do like in a year, I want to save this one. So this is quite good with the dates if you talk about saving money. And then you can divide it into months. So if you want to, you know, say, for example, I don't know, 6,000 in a year. Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Okay, but if whatever you want to save in a year, divide it into 12, and then you know what you need to save a month. And for example, if that was 300 euros a month you need to save, how can you make that happen? Okay, so where can you, like, is there something you don't actually need? Is there something you can sell? Is there something that will help you with this goal? And again, how will it change your life if you save this? Same with also mentioned getting a new job, better paid job. So put yourself out there. What job do you want? Again, how much do you need to get paid in that job? Why do you want to get a job? Is it just for the money, or is it how it makes you feel? Okay, because you can be very happy in your job, or you can be very unhappy. You might earn more, but you might be very unhappy. And is it then worth it? Okay, so you really need to be mindful of that. And if there is a job you want that's going to make you happy, then go out there, find out the job. You know, are you looking for jobs every day, even if it's just 5 minutes? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you, if you find a company you want to work for, have you sent your CV for them? They may not have a job available now, but if you send your CV for them, they might have a role for you one day, and you might be the first one to hear about it. Does it make sense? So just make a plan. What you want and by when, and how can you make it happen? Do your mind map, okay? This amount you want to save, all options here, okay? If yourself, like, or you have your own business, you say, I want to earn £2,000 this month. How can you make it happen? What do you need to sell to make that money? Okay. Another question we have here is, the goal is weight loss. Should I be setting dates to lose X by, rather than just saying I want to lose? Yes, I think weight loss timelines are amazing. Again, why do you want to lose the weight? I know so many people who say, I want to lose a stone, but there's no reason there. I know someone who went on a holiday and was like, oh, I need to lose a stone before my holiday. And then she was like, I don't know why I can't lose a stone. I was like, well, how is losing a stone going to change your holiday? She's like, well, it's not really, because I'm going with my best friends. It doesn't matter how I look, because I'm going to have a great time anyway. So it's like, see that you don't need to lose a stone before your holiday, because it doesn't change your holiday. If it's something about how you feel, if you feel much better in yourself, then yes, that will help you. But she didn't have a deep enough reason. Does it make sense? She didn't have deep enough reason to lose the weight, so she never did it. When life got hard, days got hard, it was easier to have a takeaway, bar of chocolate afterwards. But if you have a deep, meaningful goal, you're going to definitely lose it. So yes, I would love you to decide how much you want to lose and by when, okay, and why. How do you want to feel when you lose that weight? That's the feeling. The feeling of everything is the key tonight, yeah? Always think about the feeling. Message me and we can just divide it. So message me the amount you want to lose, and then we can make a little plan together, okay? So I have a really fun task for you all, and I'm going to check how you can believe in this and if it's going to happen. Okay, so we talk about how your mind believes when you tell something enough, right? So I would love you to be open for receiving a gift or something within 48 hours. Okay, I want you to believe, yes, that you're going to receive something in 48 hours. Okay, it can be anything. You might win something, you might, you know, someone might return you the jumper you didn't even know you lost. You know, you might find remote control that's been missing for months. It can be anything. And you know when it happens, it's going to make you feel good. But you need to believe, and you need to be like, yes, I am going to receive this gift. And when you wake, like when you go to bed tonight, I want you to go like, I can't wait to receive this gift. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to be like, I can't wait to receive this gift. And literally be like, I'm so grateful for the gift I'm going to receive. And please tell me if you get this gift. Okay, I'm not sending you anything, so I'm not setting this up. So it will be something completely different. Okay, but it's really funny game. I've done this many times and I always end up getting something. It's been crazy things. Like sometimes I had like €150 like a gift card from one of the companies in Finland. I was like, oh my God, this is a bit scary. And sometimes it was, I found something that I'd lost for ages and it made me so happy. Or sometimes it could just be like my friend would come and give me a big hug that I haven't seen for ages. Or, you know, it can be, it doesn't have to be expensive thing. You know, it doesn't have to be something worth billions. It can be something so tiny, but it will make you so happy. But this is the reason this works is because you'll be more open for all the positive emotions in your life now. And you will just get loads of things now because you're open, you're expecting it. So instead of expecting the negatives, you're expecting lovely things happen to you. Okay? So let me know if you get this thing. That's it. We're done. And has it been helpful? Yes? I know we kind of went on quite quickly on some of the things, and there is so much more we can work on. So if you want to do any one-to-ones, obviously let me know. If you want to come to Happy Chaos Club for the monthly course, let me know. You're all more than welcome to. But this was just something I really want to share because I really believe that Aspire, Action and Achieve formula works. And it really is the feeling of things. I want you to connect whatever goal you have. I want you to connect with the feeling, right? If you feel like I haven't answered your questions properly, you can stay on and we can continue chatting. And if you have any other questions, you can ask me now. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer. But if you're like, I just need to go to bed, it's almost 9 o'clock, you are allowed to go. I am so grateful you're here. Thank you. And I'm going to post a recording as well to all of you. So you will have it if there's anything you want to go back to and check. Terry, yes, you can share. I would love you to share.
I just going back to, thank you, that was amazing. You know, when you were talking about being grateful every day. Yeah. Now, you know, this is my best friend and has been for 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't have it for the whole 5 years, but I've got a whole stack of them. Anyway, you'll see in every page where it says current mindset, grateful is in every single page. Wow. I always write grateful first. Today says need better sleep. Yesterday I was energized. The day before I was focused, but it's just, I found that quite amazing and that's just been since day one. That's been my mantra. Anyway.
Yeah.
And also.
I love that. No, I love that. Thank you for sharing.
And then, you know, when you say about how you're feeling when you meet people, and I was in a small town, very sad town at some point in their life in Waco, Texas. And every time I saw anyone or went anywhere, I always say, hello, how are you? And every single time it was fantastic. It was amazing. It was great. And I at one point I laughed and I said, and no offense to any Brits, but every time I ask somebody in the UK how they are, they just say it could be better. And I actually laughed at this woman. I said, I'm moving to Waco because everybody is fabulous here. Yeah. And she looked at me. I think she thought I was being sarcastic. So I had to explain that to her because it has been an experience that every time I ask any of my dog walkers or anything, it's never great. It's always, it could be better. The weather could be better, you know. So anyway, that's it. And then the last.
Sorry, you say. I talk after you. Tell me.
No, that was the last. I was going for the last one. So go on this one.
I think that is so common because again, we're so busy looking for the negatives, aren't we? Like we're so busy, just like instead of almost ashamed to say we're happy because we think like if we say we're happy, it's away from someone else's happiness. But I don't know how it would benefit us all being sad and depressed. I think it's lovely when if we are happy. You don't have to go like, well, oh, I'm happy, but you can keep sprinkling the happiness around because it's catching as it is negativity. You know, if you are with people who are always half empty, because it's draining, isn't it? You come home, you're like, I need something. But if you're with people who are just happy, like, you know, they find a way, then you often come home feeling inspired. You're like, actually, I had the chat and it made me think differently. It made me realize that actually this problem I had, I have a solution for it. It's okay to, I think you need to recognize the sad feelings. And sometimes you have to say, like, actually, I'm not okay. I need help. I need to talk about this. I'm not feeling good. But if you just, people say in a past, it could be better. But then you ask, oh, what's up? Oh, no, it's fine. That's like, so you're not actually, it's not really helpful because you're like, oh, well, but you said it's not okay. No, I know it's okay. And they're like, oh, okay, so you don't want help. So I think it's that fine line, isn't it? When people are like, if something's wrong, please say it, but then let me help you. Or, you know.
Yeah, no, that was, and my last one was, I wake up every morning and, you know, especially now that I've got so much time on my own, I listen to endless podcasts.
Yes.
And our friend Mel, in one of them, talked about high-fiving yourself in the morning in the mirror. And, you know, when I don't do it, I know it's silly, but when I don't do it, I'm missing something. And I know, because I always say, you know, my evening and mornings, I'm always grateful. I say my prayers, and then I wake up, and again, another podcast, I wake up saying today's going to be a great day. Just think about it.
Yeah.
But it's funny with the high five, and sometimes in the middle of the day, I think I'm missing something. Oh, I did high five myself. So I mean, I know it's very childish, but it actually makes me feel better. So anyway, those are my 2 cents.
I love it. Thank you so much. And her high five book, because she did lots of people, she had a huge group of people who were reading her high five book, and it was reported, like literally research. She basically did research by people who were reading her book, how their depression levels went down, how they started to believe in themselves more. That book was a huge game changer for so many, just by simple high five in the morning instead of thinking, oh, look old, I'm so tired. They literally, as the moment they woke up, they were like, oh, come on, we got this. And it's just, again, the mindset, like if you wake up, you tell yourself, oh gosh, I look awful, I'm tired, I can't get through the day. Your mind believes that it's like, this is going to be a tough day. But if you go, come on, we got this, and you high five yourself, as silly as it feels. And I think she was saying in her research thing that it actually doesn't even take that long. When you keep doing it, it makes you really, in just a couple of days, it gives you those benefits. So you don't even have to do it for, you know, a month. Very quickly you start feeling benefits of the high fives. It's a really good book. I listened to that as well. It's an incredible book. I might start doing high fives. Thank you for inspiring me.
Good. Thank you for always inspiring me.
No, that was lovely. Anyone else want to share anything or say anything? Oh, thank you. Well, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. I will send you this recording by email as soon as I got it on YouTube. And yeah, like I said, I am really grateful you're here, and be ready to receive this gift, right? I cannot wait what you receive. And if you don't receive anything, it's not end of the world. You maybe were just not ready to receive it. You maybe just like, I'm not going to get anything even if I say it. So I just please go all in with this, and just keep believing and keep repeating in your head. Get your mind on board with you, and you will get it. You will get something. It could be the most random thing, but you will find it. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.